Well, all right, y'all. All across the USC, Compton, Watts, Bay to LA. Pomona, California, from valley to valley, we represent that killer Cali. So if you keeping it real on your side of your town, you tune in to Gangster Chronicles. Ew.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes.
If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Ew.
Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.
You're now tuned into the real MC8, Big James, and Big Steel.
This is strictly from the streets.
Hello.
We represent the J's.
Welcome to another episode of the Gangster Chronicles podcast, and I'm with my homeboys,
Big J.
I'm glad you're here.
Jill. And man, tonight we got a very special guest, man. He's a well-respected individual, not only Los Angeles, but throughout the United States and the rest of the world. He's the owner of Unique Records and Unique Entertainment. He's given us our first glimpse of artists such as the late Nipsey Hussle and Corrupt. He's also a hell of a community activist, and his nonprofit Developing Options conducts several activities for the city's youth, and he's pushing the area against gang violence, crime, and drug abuse. Let's welcome Eugene Henley, also known to the rest of the world as Big U. What's happening with you, man?
Man, I'm good, family.
What's good, family?
What up with an 8?
Hey, shit, what's the word, man? What we gonna do about this football, man?
Ooh, man. Hey, man, you know what's crazy? Some of my receivers have turned to linemen.
They're gonna have to switch it up and do something, I see.
And my linemen then turned to bigger linemen.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. You know, we was just talking about the football thing, man. And I got to commend you, man, on what you're doing over there, man, for developing options, man. And I found out something just today, man. You developed that after you did your prison stint, man. Was that something that you thought about when you was inside and had been thinking about how you was going to start changing the community around?
Definitely. What I did with developing options, I had already talked about and planned it out when I was in there.
Oh, wow. And you've done a lot of stuff with that, man. I know people always have a tendency to think about the football when they think about what people doing with their nonprofits and everything. But you coordinate a whole lot of different services for the community, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do football. We do community get back. We currently feeding the elderly every week. We do a lot of food drives. Like, we real strong around Christmas time and trying to help everybody have a good Christmas. Although I'm a Muslim, I don't practice it. And but I tend to try to want to see, people have something, especially little kids have something. If they can't have nothing at that time, we focus a lot of energy on that. But more than anything, man, it's really like, with the gang intervention, just being an example of how red, blue, and green and all can have marriage together and get along.
Yeah, you've always been a big voice in that, man. What do you think we can do as a society, man, to just make that better, man? Just us all start living as black men. Man,
it's crazy because we just had, like, in the last 9 or the last 6 months, man, we had a bigger spike than we didn't had in years, like in decades, right? Mm-hmm. With the violence, and the violence is different because right now it's neighborhood on neighborhood. It's neighborhoods fighting that didn't ever fight each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that comes because of the youth. Like, when we was younger, we understood and we honored. We had a little more respect on how we do it. These kids don't have that. And it's not that they don't have respect for their elders or their homeboys. It's just that it's not really no honor. And I was crazy I had to say that, but it's not no honor among thieves.
And you ain't never thought about taking some boxing gloves through the neighborhood and tell them to get them up?
Man, look, this the problem. It's not, you know what I mean? These niggas ain't fighting. These niggas is bone thin from using all these different drugs. They ain't none of them. They know they can't fight. It's only one or two of them they can. But if you look at these kids, these cats is this thin now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's because of the shit they put in their system. And you got to remember, man, like, and this is the real key. When we was younger, it wasn't fashionable to be using cocaine. tooting and tooting and smoking and taking all them pills. That's what we didn't do.
We looked at that as bullshit. For you to be indulging in that lifestyle and want to be a gangster claiming a neighborhood, you was looked on. You was straight up as the cluckhead. You feel me?
The cluckhead.
Yeah, you was.
Now we living in the air. We living in the air where these dudes is powder heads and all this shit in this state thing. You know, and you get 7 or 8 of them that's doing the same thing. They got a crew. That's a crew. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, I'm gonna pull up on mine. But it ain't, the dudes can't do that everywhere else.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, the drugs is a big thing because these cats, they not only out here smoking weed, man, they on the lean, snorting cocaine. Now, like you said, cocaine wasn't fashionable when we was coming up. You was like H said, you was a cluck if you was doing that. And it's definitely the drugs, man. You know, you hear it a lot more in music. You know, back in the 80s and 90s, it was frowned down upon, man. Now the music is condoned and everything, and it's pretty much put out there in front of our kids at an alarming rate.
Well, you know, our music promoted using marijuana, but we didn't promote using cocaine. So we in that middle. The music before us that we grew up on, they was talking about heroin, angel dust, PCP. They was talking about all of that. But our music, what was talking about pushing it.
Yeah.
What do you Big U, what do you think leads the kids into that role of advocating sipping on lean now and motherfucking doing all the drugs that they promote with
it's
the
popular music. It's popular music. Like it's popular music. Like right now, the South is on. So if you remember, that lean came from there.
Right.
That lean, the dreads, you can see we used to dictate the culture, the look of the culture. Pendletons, khakis, 501s, golf hats, we dictated that for a whole era. So, but when you look at it now, our kids look and sound like they from the South.
Yeah, it's real shit.
Because lean and taking and ingesting lean didn't come from us. That's some shit that came from the South. We dictated all of that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy and it's out of control. It's an epidemic right now. We losing a lot of people. It's like this opioid epidemic is like the crack epidemic was in the 80s. It's a lot of people falling out, man, from that stuff, man, between them pills and that lean and stuff, because it's all heroin at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, it's all heroin at the end of the day.
You got to find a way to reach the young cats in the neighborhood, especially with you, Big U. You got a lot of influence over there, so you can't pull up. You can pull up and put them little niggas in a huddle and hold a conversation. Most of the big homies, these little cats don't respect the big homies no more. The big homies can't tell them shit because they don't want to hear it. They want to get down like they get down. I mean, look at the way they dress now. They sagging way harder than we did back in the days.
Man, that ain't even like real talk. I look at these dudes, man, that don't mean nothing no more. Yeah. The way these dudes wear their clothes don't represent like we used to represent. Sagging used to mean something to us. Sagging meant that you was banging, and then I always hear people talk about sagging like and where it came from. Shit, sagging was like, I know at me at Horseman in 1979, when hip hop first came, we couldn't wear cake. It was all the different ways we tried to represent. You couldn't wear the rags no more. When they took the rags, you'll get the write-up for the rag. Right. If you came with the cake cutter, you'll get the write-up for having the cake up. You heard the cake cutter out your left pocket, right pocket, they write you up for that. Then we tried to put studs on our pants and put 6 studs and put studs on one side, put our golf hats to the side. They'll write you up for that. The only thing they could not write us up for at Horseman Middle School was if we left our belt at home. Hey, well, get on that, you say. So, you can't give me no write-up for that. I left my belt. They try to make it time. Remember, we cut our pants up. Exactly. They'll give you a sew, or they'll give you a fucking needle and thread until you sew that shit up right there.
Yeah.
Right there, like a motherfucker.
To me, I don't know where nobody else sagging came from, but that's definitely where we got sagging from, because they couldn't tell us nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? They could tell us like, when you pull your pants up, we pull our pants up, you're gonna see the underwear, see what we got on. You're gonna see something. But so and today, I look at these dudes, man, these niggas they just show their ass. Everybody.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah.
Man, I done seen some niggas sagging hard with shit stains in their drawers. And they ain't even paying attention.
Yeah.
Just dirt.
And they ain't paying attention.
But it's a shame though. So how do you reach to how do you react to those little cats over there?
Man, look, what I'm gonna say this, man, and you always toot your horn. You know, it's always a give and a take. You know what I mean? It ain't never nothing perfect. We ain't perfect. I ain't perfect. I'm not living a perfect life, man. You know what I mean? I'm striving for better in everything that I do, and greatness in everything that I do. It just. I think. Well, now I think. I know they respect me because they see where I am. And they see I'm still right here. I'm still obtainable. I'm still touchable. I'm still in the hood. I still live in the hood. I live right on top of the hill. I'm still obtainable. If you want to get somewhere, so it's like, you know, you respect the dude that's around. You know what I mean? You respect the dude who's showing you what a grown man can do. Like, I'm around, but I ain't around. Like, I'm buying property over here. I'm actually in one of my properties right now in my neighborhood, and that I just got about a year ago. And I'm just chilling right here. We're gonna start building this out and change this out a couple of months. I'm just waiting for line for the building, but they understand. They like, okay, the big homie, you know what I mean? He right here, first generation, and still I give them a couple of them if I have to.
Right.
You know what I mean? But they respect that. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no young nigga gonna tell me he ain't listening to me. And I say that because I feel like, nigga, I was here first and I ain't never fell off. So when I fall off, then you can say you ain't listening to me, nigga, but you ain't finna come around here and you ain't been around here for 10 years and now you been around here 10 years, and nigga been around here 50, and now I ain't on the block. I ain't gonna tell you how to run the block, but I'm damn sure gonna come and say, like, man, look, why are we beefing with these niggas? What's up with this? You know, I'm gonna definitely say that. I'm gonna definitely get it, you know, I mean, I feel like this. A lot of G niggas don't want to have to go through that, and I can respect that, but it's necessary for somebody to be there, a common force. Because I remember when we was younger, man, coming up, and we was going and getting into it with other dudes that we got along with. And the homies would be like, man, hold on, man, y'all slow up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't go over there tripping on them niggas. We been getting along with them niggas for years, man. And that's always.
Right.
Well, you don't have discipline like that in the neighborhood no more. And, you know, like the shit going on in Compton right now, these cats is dropping like flies, just killing each other for nothing. And, you know, I believe you ain't gonna never be able to stop gangbanging. That shit is just there. But you gotta find a way to fix how the shit is going right now. And nobody got a solution for that. You know what I'm saying? Because
I got a solution for it.
What's that?
We gotta get involved. That's for real, bro. I'm gonna tell you like this, real talk. It's more niggas that's not doing the bullshit than it is niggas that's doing the bullshit.
Right.
On any given time on the streets.
Right.
That's a fact. Because if a nigga is doing the bullshit, he's eventually gonna get locked up. So at any given time, there are more niggas from every set that's not on the bullshit on the streets that's free than the niggas that is.
You got gangbangers and got gang members.
Yep.
You got some cats more into the gangbanging shit than the other ones is. Some niggas ain't finna get in no car and go do no drive-by. You know what I'm saying? They just ain't gonna do it. And then you got the hitters. You know what I'm saying? Them the ones you gotta talk to, but them the ones that don't want to listen.
But every neighborhood only got about, keep it 100, every neighborhood got 2-3 clicks of the hitters. It depends on how big that neighborhood is. And then, you know what I'm saying, every neighborhood ain't clicked on where everybody's going. Now, something can happen to you can hit the right nigga in a certain neighborhood, and now everybody's galvanized and going, and then that's gonna last for a period. But just on a regular basis, it's not, every nigga that's going. So to keep it 100 with effort from everybody, no, it can be changed. It ain't over and the reason why I would never say it's over and it's not doable is because we did it in the pen. We did it in the pen for years.
Still doing it in there. They're still doing it in there. You got to watch each other. But when you come home, it's right back to the same thing. If brothers brought that same mentality home with them, no, nigga, this ain't how we getting down. We got to look out for each other.
Finally get